Christmas across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
OK, time for gin, or hurrah for gin, as one of my friends has coined the phrase. Very funny blog that, by the way, if everyone want to find it. Over the Christmas period, of course, lots of us will enjoy a drink or three to celebrate the season. These days, the chances of that being gin are very high. It's seen a massive surge even in popularity over recent years, thanks partly to the amount of new and exciting distilleries. One of those is right just over there, a few miles to the northwest in Leighton Buzzard. Mary Vincent is the co-founder of Willow Tree Distilling. Well, hi.
Hi.
Thanks.
There.
Hey, Ollie, do we need to do the interview or should we just go straight for the gin?
I think we just pop the corks and...
Listen, Mary, first things first, this smells lovely. Okay.
Thank you.
No, actually, no. I'm even going to go further back than that. It's beautifully packaged. If you were in Dragon's Den, okay, I would right now be saying, gorgeous bottle, lovely branding. Was that part of the thinking when you launched the brand?
It was very much so. I've gone for a very fresh, clean label, and my gin is distilled in that way. So it's a very fresh, very. It's hard to describe. It's very citrusy.
Well, we're going to taste it in a moment. So before you
Okay.
give away, Ollie, do you need a bit of lime and some mint here? Because I'm actually serving this out of the bottle, of course. Now, there's a lovely story, or certainly a fascinating story behind this, because what possesses someone to go and spend, a few tens of thousands of pounds to set up a distillery? But of course, you've had a very diverse career leading up to it, haven't you?
I have. I started out in accountancy and finance, actually, but I've always wanted to use our family farm where I grew up as a basis for my business, and I grow my own herbs there. I've always loved really spicy, flavourful food, and I think that's reflected in my gin there. It's
When you say you grow your own herbs, so what's gone into this gin?
well, there's 12 botanicals altogether. Some fresh herbs, some fresh Thai basil, fresh lemon thyme, and what I do that's slightly different is I smoke some of the herbs that I grow.
You smoke them?
I do.
You mean to relax in the evening? Or?
I use different woods on the farm which give a really nice flavour when I smoke the fresh herbs using those woods. It's quite unique.
By the way, spot the person who's not normally a gin drinker, because I've just poured it like a glass of wine, haven't I? I've put way too much in here. Now, gin has kind of passed me by. It's an odd one. It's kind of completely... I do drink a vodka and tonic. I love wine, I love beer, but I'm not a gin drinker. And yet, of course, it's very much on trend. It's occasionally referred to as mummy's medicine. What is it about gin that you love?
Oh, I think it's such a fun drink. There are so many amazing tonics out there now. Lots of different flavoured tonics. Lots of nice fresh garnishes you can use, like mint. I like in mine. Also, kaffir lime leaf works really well.
You like your Asian flavours, don't you?
I do.
Ollie, we've just created a little gin and tonic and lime and mint for you. How's it going over there?
Firstly, you pour some generous measures. I think we've got a 50-50 ratio here of gin. It's lovely. It's absolutely lovely.
I was told once by someone who knows their spirits very well that the mark of a good spirit is one that you can drink neat and not shudder.
Absolutely.
Is that true?
Yes, and that's what I aimed for, actually. It's I aimed for a smooth gin. So it does. Some of my customers love it neat or over ice.
You should be able to actually just, drink it as is. Right, so how do we make gin? So there you go. You've got your distillery on the farm over there in Leighton Buzzard.
Okay.
What goes into it? You've already mentioned the smoking of the herbs.
Yes.
But what is gin?
Well, I have it's small batch production. I have a 100-litre still on the farm.
Right.
Start off with my neutral grain spirit, which is wheat-based.
Bear with me, because if I had a little bell, it would ring every time you say something I'd understand. So, start at the beginning. The basic alcohol is...
That is a neutral grain spirit. It's almost like a vodka you're starting with.
Okay. So, how do you make that?
That's something that I buy in.
Okay, so you start with your base.
Yes,
Right.
that's my base. To that I add 12 botanicals altogether. There are a couple of secret ones in there, but I've got some, obviously, your juniper, coriander seed. In my gin I have my fresh herbs. I mentioned my Thai basil.
How secret are these secret botanicals?
Well, I like to keep a couple of them secret.
Okay, just whisper it with your mouth so I don't see what it is. Oh, Yeah. It's very secret.
Wouldn't have expected that.
Slightly illegal as well. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It's not true at all. And how many variants of the recipe did you go through before you thought, yeah, that's it?
Well, it took me a year of experimenting. I love this sector that I'm working in because I've come across loads of other distillers who are really helpful. They've supported me a lot in my journey. So I've had lots of support from other gin and rum distillers, actually.
Yeah. Is it not highly competitive?
It is, but it's because it's such a fun sector to work in. Everybody's very friendly.
Feeling slowly tipsy here, Ollie. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling warmed through my chest. And as your background, you hinted earlier on about the family farm, and your dad, you were saying to me off air, is a huge foodie. Has this always been a dream of yours?
Yes, well, I've kind of followed in his footsteps. He lived in Nigeria for 10 years.
What took him there?
He taught locally in Luton. He's always loved teaching, so he taught over there in a teacher training college. Was very involved in teaching over there.
Is that where your passion for African flavours, obviously you mentioned the Indian flavours, is that
Definitely.
where it's come from?
Yep, we've been brought up on curry.
Okay.
And loads of really flavourful foods.
Does this go well with a curry then?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah,
rather than a beer, rather than a non-gassy beer?
I would say so, yeah.
How would I drink that with a curry? Neat?
Neat is good, or with a nice premium Indian tonic.
Okay. Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
That's clever. In terms of running this business, because you've obviously made a large investment, is it possible to make money back being a small, independent, 100 litre at a time microbrewery?
I think so. My challenge next year is the growth. So I've got loads of lovely customers out there who are enjoying it, and moving forward, I'd like to make more gin and maybe other spirits as well.
But the problem comes, and I know quite a few people who've done what you've done, is that every time you want to ramp up a little bit, it's another big investment, and then it's an investment in time and in staff. And sometimes you can make more money being on your own, doing 100 litres at a pop, than having 4 big, you call them stills,
yes,
and 3 members of staff.
Yep, I think it's a tricky one. I'm covering my costs at the moment. I'm not paying myself, so it is a challenge, but I love it so much. I have a real passion for this.
The other problem you've got is that, having been in your trade years ago, it's full of big brands, and those big brands have got a lot of money, and they tend to not like people taking their shelf space in bars, clubs and restaurants.
Definitely.
So they and this is not criticism, it's a fact of life. They will throw money at promotions and marketing to make sure that they get the visibility and they're in the right places.
Yes.
You're up against that, aren't you?
I am, but thinking about the growth in the gin sector, 2016 I set up, and I was told that there was maybe 18 months growth left in the gin market at that point. Last year, 51 million bottles of gin were sold.
That's a lot of bottles.
27% increase on 2016.
Dragon's Den, Ollie. You see, this is someone who knows their market. You see,
They should do well.
The moment when they say, "So, how big is your market?" I was going to ask you to wine taste to me the gin and give me all the notes, but you've got a cold, so you...
No, but the fact that I can still taste it and it tastes lovely means that's a pretty good sign. If you can taste it with a cold,
then you're
tastes
okay.
good.
So where can we find this Willow Tree Gin?
Oh, lots of local stockists. Some farm shops, Peck's Farm Shop. We're selling in Waitrose locally, just
Good.
in Bedfordshire. So
You're at Oliver and the Hare in Leighton Buzzard.
Yes,
I know, because it
that's
was
right.
Jake that recommended you to me in the first place.
Yep.
Can we buy it direct from you?
I am selling online now.
Okay, where do we find that?
If you Google Willow Tree Gin, it'll come up. But willowtreedistilling.co.uk.
Willowtreedistilling.co.uk. And this bottle here, which is half a litre, how much will that set us back?
That retails at £38.
Is that good on Ollie? Is that expensive? I don't know. Is it?
That's about par. It's probably about par, isn't it? For
Yes,
nice.
for a premium small batch gin. Yeah.
£38. Good luck with it.
Thanks so much.
Willow Farm Distilling, is that right?
It's Willow Tree Distilling.
Big one. Willow Farm
And
Distilling. Place.
my brand is Willow Tree Gin.
Willow Tree Gin and willowtreedistilling.co.uk. Good luck with it. You deserve to succeed,
Thank you
as
so
do all of our
much.
local brands. Of course, if you know one I should mention on this programme, Nick at bbc.co.uk. Always happy to feature local business.